Welcome, everyone, to today's Explainer. I was absolutely fascinated when I started digging into this data because we're looking at something that affects every single one of us right now, securing a resilient, thriving career in 2026 and well beyond. We are exploring the documented patterns and the hard data on exactly how to build an income in an AI-dominated world. Okay, let's dive into this because the rules of the game have completely changed.
So here's the big question. Will AI replace your job or become your ultimate leverage? This is basically the anxiety of our era, isn't it? Every time you open a newsfeed, there's another doom and gloom headline about artificial intelligence coming for our livelihoods. But honestly, framing it as just a simple threat completely misses the massive opportunity right in front of us. We are standing at a major crossroads here, obsolescence on one side, and unprecedented, monumental leverage on the other.
To make sense of all this, here's our roadmap for today. We'll look at the 2026 job market, pursuing values-aligned work, the smart people formula, AI as your leverage, and finally, the solopreneur playbook.
Let's kick things off with Part 1, the 2026 job market. To really understand where we're going, we have to acknowledge the somewhat grim realities of current corporate employment. The macroeconomic shifts happening right now are just profound. On one side, we're seeing massive corporate consolidation. We're talking giant tech alliances banding together, major ecosystem plays, overall platform dominance. Basically, it's a game of giants acting like they own the internet. That makes it incredibly hard for the average employee to feel secure. And this brilliantly illustrates the contrast with independent solopreneur opportunities. While the corporate world shrinks into these heavy, slow-moving monopolies, this independent sector of agile, owner-led, low-overhead micro-businesses is opening up vast new avenues for growth.
Let's break down exactly why this divide is happening. I'm sure you've noticed people are struggling to land conventional roles more than ever. That's because those large tech alliances are dominating the platforms, and AI is rapidly commoditizing traditional, repetitive tasks. If your job can be done faster and cheaper by a localized language model, well, the corporate structure is eventually going to make that swap. It's just a matter of time. But the data points to something really surprising here. Alternative, independent paths are actually showing way higher resilience. By stepping outside the traditional corporate ladder, you're ironically finding much more solid ground.
Moving on to Part 2, pursuing values-aligned work. So to leave that old world of traditional employment behind, you've got to make a major mindset shift. The very first step, stop chasing traditional corporate titles. They're becoming completely hollow in this new economy. Instead, you need to ruthlessly identify your personal values, your specific skills, and your deep interests. And this isn't just fluffy advice. The evidence highlighted in the research proves that when you prioritize this alignment, you don't just get higher job satisfaction, you actually see better long-term retention and higher overall earnings. When you care deeply about what you do, you don't burn out, and you have the energy to completely outcompete the generic market.
Which brings us to Part 3, the smart people formula.
This right here is the central thesis of the data, the craft plus adjacent skill combo. So what does this actually mean? Well, it means taking your deep domain expertise, that's your main craft, and merging it with a complementary capability, an adjacent skill. So the crucial point is that when you combine these two things, you create a highly specialized, totally unique value proposition that is incredibly hard to commoditize. Following this smart people pattern is your ultimate 2026 career mode. It makes your specific offering absolutely undeniable.
Let's look at how this plays out in the real world. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the clear contrast. On the generic path, you have a standard English teacher. They pump out commoditized worksheets on crowded, one-click marketplaces, right? They are completely competing on price and drowning in a sea of literally thousands of identical creators. But look at the smart formula approach. This creator is an English teacher who is also a designer. That is the craft plus the adjacent skill in action. Their output becomes exclusive, beautifully designed, premium curriculum bundles, and they sell them on their own digital storefront. They have completely separated themselves from the pack. It's a real game changer.
Once you have that specialized skill combo, you unlock a massive advantage, layered income streams. You're no longer just trading 1 hour of your time for 1 hour of pay. Instead, you can productize your expertise into digital products, like those premium resource packs we just talked about. You can launch courses, you can offer high-ticket consulting or coaching. You can even bring in passive elements through content platforms and affiliates. It's like building a financial fortress. This layered approach is exactly how you build a resilient, home-based microcompany that can actually withstand economic shocks.
All right, Part 4, AI as your leverage. It's time to officially demystify AI's role in all of this and reframe it from a looming threat into your most powerful tool. If you fall into the trap of pure AI generation, meaning you're relying entirely on an algorithm to do the work for you, your output quality is going to be commoditized and generic. Your competitive advantage? Zero, because anyone can replicate it in 2 seconds. Ultimately, in that scenario, your role as a creator is replaced. But contrast that with using AI as leverage. Here, you're producing high-skill, premium assets. Your competitive advantage remains your human taste and your relationships. In this scenario, AI isn't your replacement, it's your operational accelerator. It helps you draft the marketing copy, streamline the backend, and personalize outreach, giving you massive scale while you focus on the actual craft.
If there's one thing you take away from this research, let it be this. Human expertise, taste, and relationship building remain your core differentiator. Listen, AI might be insanely fast, but man, AI has terrible taste. AI cannot build a genuine, empathetic relationship. AI enhances your unique knowledge. It does not replace it. Your quirky interests, your specific way of explaining complex things, the community you build, that is the magic that no algorithm can ever duplicate.
Let's bring it all home with Part 5, the Solopreneur Playbook.
All right, we have the mindset, we have the formula, and we have the leverage. Let's move to and see how this builds into a practical step-by-step sequence. Step 1, validate your idea starting from your deep passions and skills. Step 2, productize that expertise into something tangible, utilizing your craft and adjacent skill. Step 3, build a minimal, highly engaged audience. You don't need 1 million followers, just a core group of true fans. Step 4, launch those digital assets to those true fans. Step 5, layer those income streams exactly like the ecosystem we discussed a minute ago. And finally, Step 6, outsource selectively. Bring in virtual assistants or freelancers for tasks outside your genius zone, while keeping the business owner-led and the overhead incredibly low.
As you execute this playbook, the data shows exactly what works in an AI-saturated world. First off, focus heavily on owned audiences, like an email list, rather than relying on social media algorithms that can literally change overnight. Emphasize scarcity and exclusivity in your products. Foster deep, genuine community connections. Always prioritize premium quality over sheer volume. Remember, AI can produce infinite volume. You win on quality. And finally, protect yourself against AI commoditization by relentlessly maintaining your human authenticity.
I want to leave you with a burning question to think about today. What is your unique craft, and what adjacent skill will you master to future-proof your 2026? You have the playbook now. You know the SMART formula. The opportunity to build a resilient, values-aligned life has genuinely never been clearer, provided you choose to be the one holding the leverage. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this data today. Now, go figure out your combo and start building.